Okay, welcome back to the third session of Unit 5. So in this session, we are basically going to consider what you call the ethnic, the age, and then the sex subculture. So we have ethnic subculture, ethnicity. We have age, and even age, we have different ranges or different sub cultural values or norms for different age groups. Then sex. So at the end of this session, we should be able to explain the meaning of ethnicity, discuss how marketers can take pure ethnic differences into account when formulating marketing strategies. Identify, identify and describe the four major categories of age as a subculture. Age as a subculture. Then again, discuss the three main dimensions of sex subculture that marketers need to consider. Now, ethnic subculture, there should be a full stop here. There should be a full stop here. There should be a full stop of probably um, colon or something of that sort. So, ethnic subculture. Ethnic identity is a significant component of a consumer's self-concept. Yes. And ethnicity is a process of group identification in which people use ethnic labels to define themselves and others. So ethnicity is when we have grouped people by the use of certain identification, and every individual and its ethnic background or ethnicity has different cultural values, or they portray certain type of behavior. So somebody may ask you based on the way this person, may say that looking at the behavior of this person, I think this person is coming from this ethnic background, or this person is coming from is an Ewe, is an Fanti, or so ethnicity play a role. So this ethnicity actually tells where the person is coming from and how the person may behave to certain situations. So ethnicity and the marketing strategy. As Solomon points out, although some people feel uncomfortable with the notion that people's ethnic differences should be explicitly taken into account when formulating marketing strategy, the reality is that these subcultural membership are frequently paramount in shaping people's needs and wants. Yeah. So the kind of ethnic background the person is coming from shape the way they even demand certain things, shape the way they behave and the way they think and all that. So ethnicity is one of the elements of culture that we should take into account as marketers when we want to market a particular thing to a particular group of people. So we should know their ethnic background, and that will tell us what or how they are going to behave towards whatever we want to communicate to. Now we want to look at age as a subculture. It is easy to understand why each major age subgrouping of the population might be thought of as a separate subculture. Yes. So in a particular community, you cannot say that because they are all human beings and all that, they would behave towards a particular product in the same way because of the issue about age differences. So that is why even certain marketers can segment a market based on the age category. That is one of the elements of your demographic variables, age. So if you take people within the um, age bracket of, let's say, 25, or let's say 30 to 60, the kind of behavior they will portray, or the kind of attitude, or the way they demand certain things is different from the way people who are within the teens, or let's say people who are within the age bracket of 15 to 25 or something, or 29. Those people within that particular age bracket may behave differently from those that are within 30 to 60. And after all, you will listen to different music. They also listen to different music and all that. That's why sometimes you are with your parents and you are playing certain music and they will tell you stop, 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 stop. Yes, because they think that that's not their type of music they should listen to. And even those 30s and the 40s and all that, sometimes you see them dressed differently. Unless, of course, recently, even though there are certain people who are even within their 40s and all that, they still want to look sexy. They are looking sexy for who? For me or for my brother who is listening to me? Gosh, 40. Okay. Now, let's look at the teen market. So we have different generations of consumers or customers which has evolved over time. And one of them is the Generation Y. We have Generation Y, Generation X, and the rest. So, as Solomon observed, that following the World War II, the teenage conflict between rebellion and conformity began to unfold. Now, this rebellion is often played out for Generation Y kids. This age cohort includes approximately 71 Americans born between 1977 and 1994. 1994. So these are basically, so we have the Generation Y, which are the people who are born within 1977 and 19. So if these people portray different kinds of behaviors, different from the people who are within the Generation X. An age cohort consists of people of similar age who have undergone similar experiences. So that is the generation. Then application to the youth market. Appealing to the youth market, sorry. So if you want to appeal to the youth market, you are saying that consumers in this age subculture have several needs. So if you look at the youth market, the youth are the people who demand a lot of things, fashionable things and all that. They demand fashionable things. They are people who are always looking for nice things and all that. So if you're a marketer, you should be able to know the type of thing that you're going to sell to them. So they include experimentation, belonging, independence, responsibility, and approval from what. So these are, yes. Sometimes they want to get approvals from what other people because they think that whatever they are going to do is not because of them. They want people to see and then say that, oh, this is nice, this is this, this is that. So these are the, then product usage is a significant medium through which to express these needs. Okay, so that is for the youth market. Then the Generation X market. This age cohort are born between 1965 and then 1979 and consist of about 50 million Americans. As consumers, they do not like labels, are cyclical, and do not want to be signaled out and marketed to. So they are the people that they actually don't like fashionable things. They don't want you to become and then market to them. They know what they want and they know at every point in time what they should actually request for. If you're a marketer, you don't need to be making noise to this type of what consumers because they already know their stand. It's not like the Generation Y people or the youth market where they want you to convince them and tell them that this will help them and all that. No. So if you want to appeal to them, so in view of the author, members of Generation X often pride themselves on their sophistications. Although they are not necessarily materialistic, they do purchase good brand names, but not necessarily designer labels. Yes. So they purchase good brand names and all, but they are not into designable or fashionable things. So if you are selling to them as a marketer, you need to be able to know that you communicate to them in an adult sense. Okay. Then we have the baby boomer market. The baby boomer market. The baby boomer market. So the term baby boomer refers to the age segment of the American population that was born between the 1946 and the 1964. This segment is the source of many fundamental cultural and economic changes. Baby boomers represent more than 40% of the adult population. We have the older consumers as a part of the baby boomer market, marketing to the older consumers. Okay, so marketing to the older consumer. So most older people lead more active, multi-dimensional lives than we assume. So older consumers have finished with many of the financial obligation that draw off the income of younger consumers. So that is it. So sex as a subculture too. We are saying that sex roles and consumer behavior. One is the sex roles and consumer behavior. Consumer products and sex roles. Women as depicted in media and advertising. So the role of sex in consumer behavior. So if for instance somebody says so sex can be categorized as or can influence the behavior of consumers. Then consumer products and sex roles. Then you can also look at how the media has portrayed women in advertisement or advertising. So this is just the summary of what we have discussed in terms of the generational marketing. We have the millennials, we have the Generation X, the baby boomers, the Generation Z, and then I think this one did not capture the Generation Y. Yeah, so this is a brief. So thank you very much.